Hey, what is going on, you distinguished today? I'm back from the World Championships. Took a little bit longer break than I thought. I was feeling a little run down after I got back from Worlds, so I took a couple extra days off. But here we are, some new card reveals from the World Championships and also 4 Surging Sparks. Speaking of new cards, though, we still don't even have Stellar Crown yet. But if y'all are looking to pick up some Stellar Crown products, get your pre-orders in, Game Grid has got you covered. Go check it out, GameGridSLC.com. They got all the Stellar Crown products you could possibly need. Link, of course, will be in the description. Code AzulGG will get you a discount over there as well. So the cool new hype cards are the ones that are going to be coming out, actually in 3 sets. 2 sets from now, 3 sets. So we got Stellar Crown, then Surging Sparks, and then the cards that were revealed at Worlds are coming out after that. So the 3rd set from now will have those cards. But let's start with the new Surging Spark reveals. We've already seen some of these cards before, so I'm not going to take a look at everything, but we're going to start with this Black Kyurem EX here for colorless. Does 90 damage. If your opponent's active is a dragon Pokemon, it is now paralyzed. And then the second attack for colorless, 250. They also do 30 damage to itself. So this card is really all about that first attack, of course, the Ice Rage, or Ice Age, excuse me. 90, if they're dragon, they're paralyzed. Now, currently, I'm sure a lot of people are thinking about this in combination against Regidrago. I don't know if Regidrago V-Star is going to be that good when this set drops. I think it's more going to be good against all the other dragon Pokemon that are going to be coming out between now and then. We'll see, though. Or actually, the dragon Pokemon are coming out actually in this set, right? Isn't this the big dragon set? This is the big dragon set, right? Yeah, this is the big dragon set. So a card being released in this set to combat the dragon Pokemon coming out in this set. It could also be good against Regidrago V-Star, but Regidrago V-Star seems like it gets pretty bad when Stellar Crown releases, and this is Surging Sparks, which comes out after Stellar Crown, so not really looking forward to this card as a counter to Regidrago, but maybe other dragon Pokemon in this set or in the future. So one of those cards you always just want to remember exists. 2, 3, 4, 5 sets from now, there might be a really broken dragon deck that plays 0 switch cards, and everyone forgot about Black Kyurem EX, and then all of a sudden you put it in your deck with the Ice Age, and you just kind of auto-win the matchup, possibly. So yeah, one of those cards that's worth keeping in mind as a tech card in the future. The Quaquaval here, it's got a pretty powerful ability, but it is a stage 2. Once on your turn, you may put a card from your hand on the bottom of your deck. If you do, draw until you have 5 cards in your hand. But it is, like I mentioned, that stage 2, and it's not like the rest of the Quaquavals are very good either, so it's not like, ooh, I can slot this into my Quaquaval deck, and it becomes like a draw engine that can build off the other Quaquaval basics in stage 1s that I already play, because Quaquaval just kind of sucks. And this Quaquaval has a good ability. The attack is whatever, watercolors for 120. It's a stage 2. It's not really better than like a B-Barrel, or even like a Curlia, or a Lipard, but all of those do rotate with next rotation. So maybe Quaquaval will become the norm for draw power. We still have Reverum though, so I don't think so. As a stage 2, it probably needs some other powerful Quaquaval to go with it before we would actually want to consider playing this card at all. There's a Chien-Pao here that doesn't have the card fully translated yet, so we don't quite know what we're getting with that. We don't know what the Magnemite does. We do know what the Magneton does though, and it's pretty powerful. Once in your turn, you may attach to 3 basic energy cards from your discard pile to your lightning Pokemon in any way you like. If you use this ability, this Pokemon is knocked out. Pretty good ability, especially when the best lightning attacking deck in the format is a 2-prize deck, which means you don't mind giving your opponent a 1-prize KO. It doesn't really help their prize trade that much. So yeah, pretty good. Magneton seems pretty good in Miraidon. Once again, this is 2 sets away. So will Miraidon be good by the time this comes out? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. It might be, it might not. Powerful ability nonetheless, and I'm sure we'll find its way into some kind of lightning style deck eventually. It's really hard to judge these cards too much because I'm really thinking 2 formats behind. I know Stellar Crown has been out in Japan for a little bit, and they've had tournaments over there, and we've seen some decks do good, some decks do bad, yada yada. But that's really not enough for me to go off of, having not actually played in the format yet, to really make a call on how good I think this Magneton will be in decks from Stellar Crown, or post Stellar Crown format, going into the Surging Sparks format. But good card, good card. I can say that with confidence. We got the Azumarill here with the ability Twinkling Soap. Double Edge used by this Pokemon costs Psychic if you have any Terra Pokemon in play, and then the attack cost is 4 Psychic, but it'll hopefully become 1 Psychic. If you're playing this card, you're probably playing a Terra Pokemon. 230, you do 50 to yourself. So 230. Pretty decent. I mean, you can get some other stuff involved with that, like the maximum belt. They're hitting EXs for 50 more. Stuff like that. This KOs like Terrapagos and cards like that. KOs Miraidon. You don't quite KO Regidrago V-Star. Once again, we're going into a whole new format to take a look at, though. It seems okay. I'm not sold on the Azumarill actually being good. Smoochum, though, on the other hand, seems pretty solid. For 0 energy, it's got the Happy Kiss, another baby Pokemon, 30 HP, free retreat, just like the rest of them. Happy Kiss, search your deck for up to 2 basic Psychic Energy cards and attach them to one of your bench Pokemon, then shelf your deck. That seems pretty good. Choose second, push Smoochum, search out some energy. Obviously, this isn't going into any kind of like Gardevoir deck, I don't think, but this could definitely find a home in a Psychic deck in the future. It actually doesn't have to be necessarily a Psychic deck either. It could be a deck that takes like colorless energy. Like you could even play this in, well, that's probably bad. You could play it in Arceus, right? You could send this up turn 1 going second as an Arceus deck. Search your deck for some energy, attach them to your bench Pokemon, or to one of your bench Pokemon. It'd be okay. Probably not an Arceus, but you get what I'm saying. Anything that has like a colorless attack, you could definitely combo this with. And it doesn't have to be full colorless. It could cost like a water and 2 colorless, and this would still be pretty good early game energy acceleration. So Smoochum, definitely a card you want to remember exists to potentially combo with other stuff. We've already taken a look at Latias before. I'll mention it real quick, though. Just the ability, your basic won't have no retreat cost. Good ability on a 2-prizer, though. Not sure it's worth it. Let's see. Indeedee here with the Obliging Heal. It's another like tech card, style card. It's like an anti-tech card almost, or anti-meta tech card. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench during your turn, you may heal 30 damage from your active Pokemon and have it recover from a special condition. So it's like almost like an answer to the Kyurem we were talking about earlier. Like if you're playing a Dragon deck, people start playing Kyurem, you start playing Indeedee, you solve the Kyurem problem with an Indeedee with the Obliging Heal here. So another tech card worth remembering that exists, especially to deal with paralysis more so than anything, definitely. New Gimmighoul here, maybe a boost. Honestly, this Gimmighoul is definitely better than the other Gimmighoul we have. The other 70 HP Gimmighoul we have. The best Gimmighoul is the 50 HP Gimmighoul. The problem with that Gimmighoul, though, is that it has 50 HP, but it has the Call for Family or whatever attack to search your deck for another basic Pokemon. But if you have to play 70 HP Gimmighouls, this one is definitely a step up over the other 70 HP Gimmighoul that has the continuous tumble, flip a coin to get tails, 20 damage times the number of heads for 1 colorless energy. The minor errand running for a colorless energy, search your deck for 2 basic energy cards, reveal them, and put them to your hand. Definitely an upgrade in the 70 HP Gimmighoul department. That's what we've been waiting for. Got a Flygon EX here. Nothing too spectacular, though, to be honest. Storm back for 130. You may switch this Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. Maybe like a little bit of a hit and run type deck for a fighting energy. And then for water fighting metal, Sonic. This attack does 100 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon EX and Pokemon V. It's okay, but it costs water fighting metal. That's tough to set up. I don't know, maybe as a hit and run deck, there is some hope here with that Storm back. But even then, I feel like Alakazam is probably the better option for like an effective hit and run. Alakazam just attacks from the bench, but it's like an effective hit and run type deck, but you don't have to like run into something that you have to move on your next turn. So it doesn't seem great. Not sold on it. We got the Archelodon EX. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may attach up to 2 basic metal energy from your discard pile to your metal Pokemon in any way you like. And then for Metal Defender 220, during your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon has no weakness, is otherwise weak to fire. So 300 HP is a lot. We can boost it up a little bit more, some tool cards. Hero's Cape, looking at 400. And then, what you could get involved with this, which would be pretty interesting, is you could do some kind of Turo engine with this, some Turo healing. At 300 HP, that's pretty bulky. You do a decent amount of damage with the Metal Defender. Getting rid of fire weakness could also be a big factor depending on the meta. But yeah, you basically would set it up, you punch for 220, your opponent punches you back, you Turo it up, you evolve a Duraludon on your bench into an Archelodon, and then you re-accelerate the energy out of your discard pile to your Archelodon, attach for turn, and you're doing 220 again with another full HP, 300 HP Pokemon. Not a bad idea. I like it. Seems decent. Play Radiant Greninja in there as well, probably for some draw power. Also a way to get the energy into the discard pile, help you find your Turos, stuff like that. So there's definitely some potential here. Wait, am I tripping? This is a stage 1. Why do I think this was a stage 2? This is disgusting on a stage 1. Wait, what? All right, this thing just blew. I thought it was a stage 2. I thought for some reason, I don't know why. I also didn't know Duraludon had an evolution until like a month ago as well, to be honest. So give me a little slack here. I thought this card was a stage 2. As a stage 1, this is kind of disgusting. Wait, hold up. What? This is gross. This is absurd. Paying this card. No, it's not that broken. This is actually way better than I thought it was. There's definitely big potential here for this one. As a stage 2, I was already kind of theorizing, hey, it could be pretty good. But as a stage 1, that's broken. Let's do it. I'm locked in. Archelodon. I'm an Archelodon main now. Catch me. Golden Go's up next. Golden Go actually got like decent buffs from this set. Got the new Gimmighoul. It's not like huge groundbreaking changes for Golden Go. The Golden Go is still an okay deck, but the new Golden Go is something that Golden Go was missing, was like a one prize attacker, a good one prize attacker. Now, this isn't like ridiculously powerful, but it gives you something to work with here. For a Metal Energy, Rich Strike, if this Pokemon evolved from Gimme Gold during this turn, you do 30 more damage. You're doing 120 damage for one Metal Energy. That's not bad. For triple colorless, which then that gets kind of awkward. Like, imagine if like your opponent doesn't want to KO a one prize Pokemon and you evolve into a one prize Pokemon and you attack them with it. Ideally, you would want to be able to attack with it again if they ignore it. But this Golden Go's second attack costs 3 colorless energy. Surf return, triple colors, 100 damage. You may return this Pokemon, all cards attached to it, into your deck. That's kind of awkward. And then it has 2 retreat costs as well. So you wouldn't be able to just go evolve into Golden Go, take a knockout on like a 1 prizer with a 1 prizer to avoid having a 2 prizer on your active, and then easily retreat into your Golden Go EX and then start swinging with the 2 prizer again. You could play Switch, or if you already have an energy established on the bench, you could attach active again and hard retreat. That's a little bit annoying, obviously. So it's nice. Potential inclusion, but I don't know if it's like worth it. Maybe, possibly. Seems decent. Keep moving along here. These ones aren't worth talking about. Some of these I've talked about before, so check out my previous videos on card reveals if you want to see me talking about everything in here, because I've talked about those already in the past, so we're not talking about them here today. Got the counter game. Seen this before twice. This is the 3rd reprint. I think this might be the 3rd time we're seeing counter game. It's always been good in the past before. It's never been like truly broken, but it's always made its way into top tier decks here and there, depending on the format. If you have more prize cards remaining than your opponent, the attacks of the Pokemon this card is attached to cost colorless less. Pretty good comeback control type card. Gonna be good. Gonna be good. That's for sure. We got Drayton here. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck. You may reveal a Pokemon and a trainer card you find there. Put them into your hand. Shuffle the other cards back into your deck. So this almost just feels like a bad Great Ball, because finding the Pokemon is generally what we want to be finding here. But you do find a trainer card. The thing is, like, how powerful of a trainer card are you actually finding with this? What are you finding? Rare candy? Maybe. This card does seem like it works with comboing Pokemon with rare candy. Like, the idea you keep your hand, maybe you have like a 5 to 7 card hand, then you play Drayton, you get a Pokemon to work with. Maybe it's the Pokemon you need to rare candy into, and maybe you get the rare candy, get to build on your hand versus just like playing research and drawing 7 new cards. It's okay. It's pretty weak overall. Pretty weak supporter, pretty niche. I don't even know if this will find its way into a deck, though, to be honest. This might just never see the light of day in a top tier competitive deck. We got that Helper Bell. I don't like this card. I don't like it. It feels like it's leading. This feels like a Battle VIP Pass type card, where it's like Battle VIP Pass was definitely broken. I don't think anyone really loved Battle VIP Pass. It was kind of a terrible, bad card design, right? Do we need cards like that? Like, obviously, if Battle VIP Pass was maybe a little bit less powerful, I don't know how you would tune it to make it less powerful, but it would be like where it was only played in the turbo decks, but instead of only being played in the turbo decks, Battle VIP Pass was literally played in every single deck, which was like the problem with the card. It wasn't just like a turbo card. This card, I feel like, fits that niche a little bit better of being like an only turbo card style card, but I feel like we already have so many other cards that kind of fit that role, like Pokegear and Trekking Shoes are cards that play more into the turbo decks a little bit more heavily. Helper Bell, you can only use this card if you go second and only on your first turn. Search your deck for a supporter card, reveal it, and put it in your hand, then shuffle your deck. So, sounds pretty good with Sada decks, the aggressive Sada decks. Raging Bolt, Roaring Moon, stuff like that. They're going to love this card. Even stuff like, I could honestly see stuff like Miraidon playing this as like a one-of, like a 5th Arven effectively on that second turn. Maybe not. Maybe it's a little bit too much, but possibly, right? So, yeah, not a huge fan of the idea of these as cards existing. Maybe I'm a little bit scarred from Battle VIP Pass. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below about this one. Maybe I'm overreacting to this one a little bit. It's just like, I don't love because like this leads to the potential of just more decks being more turbo if the turbo decks are that good because of the turbo cards. I guess we didn't see that too much with Battle VIP Pass. So it's still a reasonable format, meta, whatever. Not too turbo. But having more cards like this could only lead to a turbo meta. So I'm not a huge fan of the idea of this card. I'm a little bit scared. I'm just scarred from Battle VIP Pass, to be honest. All right. Megaton Blower. Discard all Pokemon Tool cards, special energy attached to each of your opponent's Pokemon, and discard any stadium cards in play. The anti-Lugia card is, if you want to beat Lugia, Megaton Blower, Counter Catcher, KO Archeops, they lose. So the beat Lugia card, as of right now, I don't see what else this would be super strong against. Maybe Stall, like getting rid of a bunch of tool cards against Stall could be decent, right? Of course. But immediately, the deck you think about when you read this card is Lugia. You just beat Lugia, you just go Megaton Blower, and then Boss or Counter Catcher, KO and Archeops, and they're just cooked. They're done. Get them out of here. So That obviously is going to be a strong combo for this card. But besides that, once again, I don't even know if Lugia is going to be good. This is 2 formats from now. Lugia might not be good. But yeah, another cool ace spec card. They've been doing a really good job on the ace spec cards. And I've been saying this like every time I read new ace spec cards, but they really did, besides Rich Energy. What the heck is this thing sucks? They've been doing a really good job on the ace spec cards. I actually love this card here, Surfer. Switch your active Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. If you do, draw until you have 5 cards in your hand. It's basically Bird Keeper. For anyone who remembers Bird Keeper, switch your active to the bench and draw 3 cards. This is Bird Keeper, but nerfed, because I feel like Bird Keeper was better. There were some decks that like played around like a Bird Keeper engine where you play like 4 of them and you just build up really, really big hands by using Bird Keeper every single turn. Surfer, a little bit more limited. Back-to-back Surfers might not lead to as much card draw potential as something like the Bird Keepers did, but of course it could be more, because you could have a 0-card hand or a 1-card hand of just Surfer, play Surfer, draw 5. A little bit unlikely though, I think. So I think you're going to be getting less draw potential out of something like Surfer compared to the Bird Keeper of the past, but it's still cool to see a supporter switch draw supporter card like Surfer in the format again, like the Bird Keeper used to be for us. So yeah, big fan of cards like this, like Surfer. Nothing super powerful, niche supporter. All right, let's get to the cards that were revealed at the World Championships. Now, these won't be coming out for a while, like I mentioned. These are coming out next year. They're not coming out in 2024. This is 2025. We're talking 2025. Let's see what they got for us here. I haven't fully read through all these except for the Zoroark. Lily's Clefairy. The weakness of each of your opponent's dragon Pokemon in play is now Psychic. They're really trying to hit dragon Pokemon here with these next couple sets. Psychic Colorless, Full Moon Rondo. 20. This attack does 20 more damage for each bench Pokemon. This is Lily's Clefairy. 20 plus 20 for each bench Pokemon. Psychic Colorless, basic EX Pokemon here. Really, if you're abusing this card, it's probably for the ability in some deck. I don't know what deck specifically, but that's probably why you'd be using this as an answer to dragon Pokemon. And Zoroark EX. You must discard a card from your hand in order to use this ability. Once on your turn, you may draw 2 cards. The trade ability on a Zoroark is back. 280 HP, stage 1 Pokemon here. And then for Dark, Night Joker. Choose one of your benched ends Pokemon's attacks and use it as this attack. So the question really will be how powerful. Well, maybe not too much. Trade's pretty broken. The trade ability is broken. It's back, yada, yada. But another question with that will be how powerful are the other ends Pokemon? Because if they're not good enough, this card's not good enough. Probably, but I guess that's how people kind of felt about Zoroark when it first got released. It's like the attack's not that good. But once you combo everything you can do every single turn with that many trades, plus a decent attack, the old Zoroark EX, was it an EX, GX? The old Zoroark, you know what I'm talking about, was it still had a decent attack, right? So we'll see. Seems good. Will rely somewhat on the other ends Pokemons. The trade is so good. I mean, the trade ability is just so good. It's got a decent HP deck. 280 seems pretty good as well. So, and we'll see how good the Zorua is to go with it. Marnie's Grimmsnarl EX. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may search your deck for up to 5 basic Dark Energy cards and attach them to your Marnie's Pokemon at any way you like, then shuffle your deck. And then for Dark, Shadow Bullet 180, you do 30 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. This ability is insane. Now, it does depend a little bit on what other dark Pokemon are going to be available. I don't know for sure off the top of my head what we're exactly going to lose to rotation, but these cards will be coming out with rotation, I believe. So rotation is going to hit when this set drops. So we are going to lose some stuff as far as dark Pokemon go, but I don't think it's going to get hit that hard. Also, this card itself, 320 HP, 180, 30 snipe, like that's just good. And everything is just going to get loaded up with one. Like you just set up one of these things and you set up your whole squad. Well, as long as they have Marnie's in the name. Do the basic Pokemon? I assume the basic Pokemon will not have the trainer names in them. So like what does this evolve from? Like the Impidimps won't be like Marnie's Impidimps. It's only Marnie's Grimmsnarl, right? I assume. So you won't be able to accelerate to the other Grimmsnarls or the other pre-evolutions of Grimmsnarl when you evolve this one. But still, I don't know if there's other good Marnie's Pokemon. Oh wait, yeah, it is on Marnie's Pokemon only, isn't it? I was kind of talking dark Pokemon in general, but I guess you're not going to play this with like Dark Patch and other stuff, so other dark Pokemon aren't going to be as relevant. It only gets accelerated to Marnie's Pokemon, which I assume most of them will be dark Pokemon as well. But I guess I'll have to wait and see what those are. And Stretchy Ram. So we know one Pokemon that you will be playing or could play with your Zoroark deck. And the first attack is actually pretty decent for it, probably. It's got the Zoroark has 280 HP. The Powerful Rage, 20 damage times the number of damage counters on this Pokemon. That's pretty decent. Then 170 flat for Fire, Lightning, Colorless. So depending on how many different decent attackers there are of the Ends Pokemon, you'll probably have to like run pennies or something in the Ends Zoroark deck so you can like pick up other Pokemon off your bench and put new ones in play to get their access to different attacks, which could create some pretty cool gameplay, to be honest. So yeah, the Powerful Rage, definitely pretty powerful. Like imagine you get punched for 180 by a Marnie's Grimmsnarl, and then you go, cool, you're knocked out. Goodbye. That's not bad. That's a pretty good attack to have access to. And yeah, that's all the Pokemon we have right now revealed of the new stuff. I'm sure we'll be getting more in the next couple months, but once again, this is not coming out for like, it's gonna be like 6 months. Was it August? Or it's like 5 or 6 months. We won't be getting these cards for 5 or 6 months. So hold your horses. We're not cooking yet. Stop cooking. I know some of y'all are cooking. Azul, how would you play Zoroark EX? I don't know. We have 2 ends cards. How would I ever create a deck with this? I can't do that. I'm not Magic all the time. All right, that's gonna do it for me. Hope you all enjoyed the video. I'm back to creating content. YouTube channel with videos, live streams on YouTube and on Twitch. So yeah, I'm back. Catch y'all in the next one. Peace.